Question number 3, Joanne Hayes.
Thank you, Mr.
Order.
Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What progress is the government making towards its target of returning to fiscal surplus this year and in achieving its other fiscal priorities?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, making progress on our fiscal priorities is important because it underpins the security of income for around 1 million New Zealanders dependent on the government for their income, and also the continuity of the programs that support so many social and environmental aspirations of New Zealanders. 4 years ago, the government had an $18 billion deficit. It was halved in 2012, halved again to $4.4 billion in 2013 and reduced to around $3 billion in June 2014. Returning to surplus in 14-15 and maintaining surpluses remains one of the government's targets. We'll know whether we've achieved that in a few weeks' time when the government's final accounts for the 14-15 year are published.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Joanne Hayes.
What progress has the government made on those fiscal priorities?
The Honourable Bill
Mr.
English.
Speaker, we've outlined detailed fiscal priorities, including, for instance, reduction in ACC levies, and in the last budget we signalled a $500 million reduction in ACC levies. The latest budget forecasts show that net debt will reach just under 20% by 2021, which is in line with the government's target of getting debt down. Any further fiscal headroom from positive revenue surprises will be used to get debt down sooner, but in a low inflation world it's unlikely that we will have positive revenue surprises. And over the next couple of years we've set aside extra money to allow for the possibility of modest tax cuts should fiscal and economic conditions allow.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Joanne Hayes.
Since the election a year ago, how has the government's management of its finances allowed it to help more New Zealanders get ahead?
The Honourable
Mr. Speaker,
Bill English.
Well, the government has found that by managing government expenditure carefully, certainly more carefully than the previous government, we are able to support New Zealand families. For example, free doctor's visits and prescriptions have been extended to children under the age of 13. Paid parental leave is being extended. ACC levies, in particular motor vehicle registration, is being reduced, and we've been able to increase benefit payments for the first time in 43 years. That shows that if we focus on value for money for the dollars that we have, we can share the benefits with New Zealanders who most need support.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Joanne Hayes.
Thank you. What steps has the government taken to achieve an improvement in its operating balance?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the government there's a number of steps been involved in improving the government's books. One has been a tax reform package back in 2010, which helped to increase labour market participation, supported higher household savings, and has further broadened the base of our tax system so we collect more revenue at lower rates. Alongside that, we've also focused on understanding what drives government spending, in particular those parts of our population for whom there is a lot of government support not very well delivered.
Question number 4, Andrew Little.